So yesterday I was sitting on my phone looking on YouTube, and then I received a notification from a YouTuber known as Bobby Plays.
Literally.
And he uploaded a video titled 10 types of COD mobile players. And I thought, let me watch that video. So I watched it, and by the end I realized, we have a similar experience of Call of Duty Mobile, but I also experience different types of players than Bobby. So maybe I should make a video on this.
Bobby, I know you're watching this video, and I just want you to know that I'm stealing your idea, but at least I gave you credit for it, right? Isn't that good? That's good, right? Right? Okay. Let's move into idea number one, or let's move into type of player number one.
I just yoinked his idea. But I gave him credit. All right, shut up. So straight off the bat, I'm gonna be talking about the trip mine tryhards. The reason why I call them the trip mine tryhards is because back in the day, the trip mine used to be the only annoying thing inside of this game. However, nowadays, there's a lot more things to get annoyed at. However, season 1, 2, and 3, anyone that was caught using a trip mine was considered a tryhard because they were using the most scummy or cheesy tactics in order to win. They used anything and everything that would give them either free kills, easy kills, or stupid kills. Hence why I call them trip mine tryhards. Today, however, you can find a trip mine tryhard or just a regular tryhard using weapons such as the double akimbo finnick, the HVK with large caliber, the DRH with OTM, the ASM-10, the trip mine, the Molotov, the ballistic shield, the annihilator, and most importantly of all, persistence.
I love playing against persistence. It just makes me so happy.
These players will stop at nothing to get that sweet, sweet W and also really make you angry. And they are the reason why 99% of the players that play ranked get angry playing it. Stupid game, dude. Up next, we've got the goofy camper. Now, hear me out. The goofy camper is someone who just sits in a corner and waits for people to walk into rooms, houses, walk down an alleyway, a street, even just sit in the middle of the map, prone down, waiting for somebody to walk past them so that they can get a free, easy kill. These players are more often than not very low in skill, very low in IQ, and very low in game knowledge. Because you'll see them camping in really strange, easy spots to kill them because they just don't know anything about the game. And for the most part, they're just scared of everyone, and that's why they're camping in those corners. However, you may see some talented individuals on their final kill of their nuke camping wait in a corner in order to get it, which is why each individual person can be multiple different types of players in COD Mobile. Guns that you'll see campers use would be things like the chopper, the ASM-10. You might even see some using a shotgun, like the Buy 15 or KRM. And if they're in the building, you already know the double finnick's going to be coming out.
Because everyone has to use that gun to survive Call of Duty Mobile. Why is it not nerfed?
Next up, we've got the patroller. Often confused by new players to be a camper, the patroller patrols around a certain area of the map, switching it up between maybe 3 to 4 different positions in order to gain an advantage over the opposing team. You'll see many slayers become patrollers if they are trying to get a streak like a VTOL, Goliath, or advanced UAV. I personally become a patroller when I'm trying to get a nuke, when I have UAV, counter UAV, and advanced UAV on. For example, on Nuketown, I might sit over at the truck, then when I realize everyone knows that I'm there and are nading me when I have no trophy systems left, I'll move back into the house on the window, and then once everyone realizes I am there again, I'll move over to the right side of the map, get a couple of kills there, and then wrap around to the truck. But by the second time that I'm on the truck and people realize that I'm there again, I'll rotate into their house on their window and watch them come up the stairs or watch them go out the front door. Patrollers can go into aggressive positions or defensive positions. But more often than not, they're patrolling an area of defense in order to get a streak. Patrollers can use any gun because they fit into the gun's playstyle and how it's meant to be used, rather than people trying to make a gun fit into their playstyle, which you see by a lot of new players. However, there's a type of person that gets extremely annoyed at patrollers. They say they're campers, and that is the rusher. Somebody that just runs around the map aimlessly in order to get as many kills or engagements as possible. They get into an incredibly large amount of gunfights, but also don't find themselves getting on any large kill streaks because they're not looking at their minimap to see where their teammates are. They're not looking at the minimap to see where their enemies are. They have no knowledge of spawn locations while they're running around the map, and often find themselves in the enemy spawn dying by 3 people at the same time, or running straight into a patroller that's just set up recently behind a truck, often causing them to type in chat, "Screw you, STFU camper, you suck," and then repeatedly running towards them and dying to the same player because their ego is hurt and they feel like they need to get revenge on the patroller that just destroyed them. If the rusher is not skilled, the rusher can single-handedly give a patroller player a nuke, as many of you guys have seen on my stream when they just continually target me. I'm not saying that all rushers are bad, but if you're rushing in and giving the enemy team an extraordinary amount of kills, then yes, it's bad. I also like to rush, especially when I'm mad and my ego gets hurt. I'll just rush in, kill as many people as I can, as fast as I can, to just destroy the other team's hopes after they kill me off a nuke. And I'm sure a lot of you guys do it as well. If you get mad, switch your class, put on that double akimbo finnick, and just run straight at the enemy spawn,
making sure to wipe out their entire existence and make them become extinct by the end of the game.
You'll often see rushers use things like the akimbo finnick, akimbo deagles, a QQ9, an RUS, even a high mobility DRH or ASM-10, and shotguns. Unfortunately now, they have been nerfed. Gone but not forgotten. I-15 and KRM. To be honest, I never really liked shotguns being good anyway, so this was a good nerf. For me, of course. Maybe not for you rushers out there. Now, the next one is not only applicable to Call of Duty Mobile, but it's applicable to basically every single game ever invented on the planet. It's applicable to almost everything in life. It's the noob. But in Call of Duty Mobile specifically, the noobs usually use, you know, default sensitivities, default HUDs, default guns.
Like the M4. If you're watching this video right now and you're using the M4, I've got news for you. Don't.
It's a completely average weapon. You should probably try something else. Like Bobby Play said in his video, noobs tend to think that every new weapon that they unlock is the best weapon ever inside of the game, when that's just simply not the case. These players really don't have any game knowledge, mechanical skill, or IQ when it comes to playing the game, but they should be respected, because without noobs, the best players or competitive players wouldn't be able to have as much fun. It's noobs that take the brunt of the force when people drop nukes. It's noobs that allow us to get our VTOLs in rank. It's noobs that allow us to go on a win streak, and it's noobs that allow us to get double nukes. So message to all you noobs out there, I personally love you. I love playing against you. I also love playing with you, because it's fun to play with someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, as long as you're talking to them. If you get a noob in your team in ranked and you have no idea who they are,
It's super annoying because they'll just feed the other team kill streaks.
but they're a type of player nonetheless. Next up, not very many people will know this word if they didn't play Call of Duty on console or PC, and it's the feeder. This word originated back in the days of trick shotting in Modern Warfare 2, as you were either a trick shotter or a feeder. A feeder would get lots of sniper kills back to back to back to back in the row in the kill feed. You would see their name, their name, their name, their name, and then the people they killed right beside them. If you got 4 in a row, it was known as a quad feed. 3 in a row, a triple. 5 in a row would be a 5-man feed. Unfortunately, this term has kind of dissolved in Call of Duty Mobile because there's only 3 people on the kill feed at any one given moment, which is a shame to be honest, but I will always know them as feeders. And what they do is they snipe religiously. That's all they want to do, dude. They just want to snipe any sniper that they have. They've got it maxed. They've got all the cameras for it. You'll see these players running around with the Damascus Locust looking for the next clip. A triple, quad feed, or 5-man feed would be known as a clip. And they're going around just trying to get as many clips per game as possible inside of rank. They don't care about the objective most of the time. They're pretty much like a sniper slayer, but they're on steroids, because all they ever do and all they ever will do is snipe. Some feeders or sniper steroid users are Flacco, Swag, Lil B, and many, many more. Those are just the biggest that I know of. And although I hate playing against feeders, I absolutely love being a feeder myself sometimes. Just hopping into a match, getting in the flow state, and sniping everyone's heads off. It's beautiful, it's fun, and it's satisfying, because it's always 1-shot or 2-shot kills. When you get those back-to-back shots, it feels amazing. This is one that a lot of people make fun of me for, because I never do it myself, especially when I'm streaming, but playing the OBJ. The objective player. A player that's sole purpose is to hop on that flag whenever they want to and try and capture as many objectives as possible. This can often lead to them only getting 5 kills and 25 deaths in an entire game, making them look like a bot or a noob, when in fact that could be the case if they're 5 and 25 for sure. But if they go slightly negative, but also have 9 captures, they're a good OBJ player. So if you have a team on your side and they're below you in the leaderboards, but you have 0 captures and they have 9, but they have 20 less kills than you and you're a slayer, you have no right to call them bad. No right at all, because they are helping out the team just as much as you are when you're slaying. In fact, they work in synchronicity, symbiotic relationship. The slayer kills all of the people in the surrounding middle part of the area, and the OBJ players hop onto that B flag like flies. The Slayer moves up into the opposing team's spawn, holds them off. The OBJ player captures the flag, secures the points, and overall, the duo of OBJ and Slayer win games. It really is the perfect duo, the perfect combo. OBJ players will often run fast perks like lightweight to get around the map super fast in order to be able to hop on as many flags or hardpoints as possible. You'll find that they will have the most time inside of hardpoint, and they'll always want to pick up the bomb and search and destroy because they will remember to plant it. However, in TDM, they lack because the only objective in TDM is to get kills, and more often than not, a strictly OBJ player is not as good in gunfights and mechanical skill as a Slayer. Of course, there are outliers, especially in competitive tournaments when pretty much every single player is playing the objective. However, in ranked, OBJ players are not really respected, even though they definitely should be. You'll see them using trophy systems to take away grenades from the enemy team while they're capturing or while they're in the hard point. They'll have an FHJ to shoot down the enemy's score streaks, and really, they'll just be looking out for the team as much as possible, because at the end of the day, it's a team game. Next up, we've got the egomaniac, someone that no matter what, if they win or lose, they were the best player on the team, even if they're halfway down the scoreboard. When they win, they carried the team. When they lose, it was their teammates' fault. These players are the hardest to play with and are more often than not typically pretty good, because that's where their ego comes from. They're used to being a powerful force inside of the COD mobile arena. If you're trying to make a team for Call of Duty champs, do not pick these players up. As you're trying to grow and excel as a team, they will hold each individual player down on every single mistake that they make, meaning that you'll not ever reach your full potential as a team, because the egomaniac will take matters into his own hands and tear everyone down while putting himself on a pedestal of being the greatest. These players will often maybe go double positive, sometimes maybe even once or twice a week drop a nuke in ranked. I'm nuking ranked, how hard is that? Woo! Continue to brag about it for the next 2 to 3 weeks if you're in their game, and then to top it off, they'll constantly talk about that one time where you missed all your shots and they were watching you in a search and destroy match. They are the worst kind of human being on the planet and should be seen as such. The community does not need them, and they should be ousted out of it.
Okay, maybe that was a bit mean, but you get the point. They suck. Their personalities are awful, but they are pretty decent players.
And last but certainly not least, it's the bots. The players that have been here for a year and still suck at the game. But contrary to common belief, Bobby Plays is not actually a bot. In fact, he's pretty damn good at the game compared to the average player. Literally. It's just YouTube viewers are so accustomed to seeing nukes every single goddamn video that they don't appreciate the talent that a player like Bobby has. Bots are just transformed noobs. Noobs that have played the game for a long time but have never really tried to get better. But if they tried, maybe they can become insane at the game. Mostly a casual player, they enjoy just having fun with their friends. And that's what games were meant to be. Having fun with your buddies, chuckling, laughing, getting on, having a good time. They just appreciate COD Mobile for what it is and don't try to make it a competitive cluster of try-hardiness. I really appreciate the bots. They're fun. They usually have great personalities, amazing teammates, they're always laughing, and in all honesty, they're the most down-to-earth part of the community. Just there to have a good time. With that being said, make sure to live your life with purpose. Let me know what type of player you are, and let's roll the outro. Bye!